What if you could step into a world where gods walked among men and eternal life was not just a dream, but a goal? Imagine standing before colossal pyramids built by hands long turned to dust, their secrets still whispering through the sands of time. Gently picture yourself in a vast desert under an endless golden sky. This is ancient Egypt, a civilization that thrived along the banks of the mighty Nile River over 5,000 years ago. Known for its towering pyramids, majestic temples, and the enigmatic Sphinx, this culture has captured human imagination like no other. Picture the sun setting behind the Great Pyramid of Giza, casting long shadows across the sands, while workers meticulously carved hieroglyphics into stone walls. These symbols told stories of gods, pharaohs, and everyday life in a society deeply connected to spirituality and eternity. Breathe in slowly, feel the stillness of the desert air, and imagine the rhythmic tapping of chisels shaping limestone blocks into monuments meant to last forever. Envision priests performing rituals at dawn, invoking deities like Ra, the sun god, or Osiris, the ruler of the afterlife. Allow the weight of thousands of years of history to settle softly around you, grounding you in the timeless beauty of this ancient land. Let the mystery of ancient Egypt lull you deeper into tranquility. Feel your thoughts slow down as you picture yourself wandering through grand halls, adorned with intricate carvings, the faint scent of incense lingering in the air. And now, allow yourself to sink further into relaxation, carried gently by the echoes of this extraordinary civilization. And now, let us travel even further back in time, to a land where humanity took its first bold steps toward civilization. Imagine a world where the seeds of writing, architecture, and governance were sown, a place where the foundations of modern society were laid thousands of years ago. This is the story of the Sumerians, the inventors of writing and the builders of the first great cities. Have you ever wondered how the first words were written down, or what life was like in humanity's earliest cities? Imagine walking through bustling streets alive with trade, innovation, and ideas, where every brick and tablet held the promise of progress. Now, picture yourself in Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization. Nestled between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, the Sumerians thrived in a fertile crescent that gave birth to some of humanity's most remarkable achievements. Their cities, such as Uruk, Ur, and Eridu, rose like beacons of ingenuity against the horizon. These were no simple settlements. They were thriving metropolises filled with mud brick houses, towering ziggurats reaching toward the heavens, and temples humming with rituals dedicated to gods like Enki and Inanna. Feel the energy of these ancient streets as merchants barter goods, farmers tend lush fields irrigated by intricate canal systems, and scribes carefully etch symbols onto clay tablets. Yes, the Sumerians were the inventors of writing, cuneiform, a system so revolutionary it laid the foundation for all written language. Imagine their hands pressing reeds into wet clay, recording everything from business transactions to epic tales of heroes and gods. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture the sun setting over the flat plains, casting a golden glow over the stepped terraces of a ziggurat. Hear the faint murmur of prayers echoing through the cool evening air as people gather to honor their deities and seek blessings for the seasons to come. Allow the ingenuity of the Sumerians to fill you with calm reflection. Their legacy lives on in every word we write, every city we build, and every story we tell. Let their quiet brilliance carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. And now, let us journey to another ancient marvel, a city so grand that one of its gardens became a wonder of the world, defying gravity itself. Picture yourself beneath towering walls adorned with vibrant art, surrounded by laws inscribed in stone that sought to bring justice to all. This is Babylon, home of Hammurabi's code and the fabled Hanging Gardens. What would it feel like to live in a city so advanced that its engineering feats seemed almost magical? Imagine terraced gardens cascading with greenery, water flowing gently through channels carved into stone, beauty and ingenuity blending seamlessly against the Mesopotamian skies. Our next stop takes us to the legendary city of Babylon. Envision walking beneath towering walls adorned with vibrant glazed bricks, hearing the murmur of merchants trading goods in crowded marketplaces. It was here that King Hammurabi crafted one of humanity's earliest legal codes, a set of laws inscribed on a massive stone stele, ensuring justice and order for his people. These 282 laws covered everything from trade disputes to family matters, reflecting a society striving for fairness, even within its rigid hierarchies. Feel the weight of history as you imagine scribes copying these laws onto clay tablets, spreading their influence far beyond Babylon's borders. Now, turn your thoughts to the Hanging Gardens, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Though their existence remains shrouded in mystery, envision terrace gardens rising like an emerald staircase toward the heavens. Picture exotic plants spilling over edges, fed by an intricate irrigation system that carried water from the Euphrates River up to nourish this man-made paradise. Breathe deeply and let the serenity of these gardens wash over you. Hear the gentle trickle of water flowing through channels, cooling the air under the hot Mesopotamian sun. Allow the juxtaposition of Hammurabi's stern justice and the ethereal beauty of the gardens to create a sense of balance, a reminder that civilizations thrive when they harmonize structure with creativity. As you drift deeper into relaxation, picture yourself wandering through Babylon's streets or reclining in the shade of its mythical gardens. Let the echoes of this extraordinary civilization carry you closer to peace, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. And now, let us journey to a time when the world witnessed the roots of its very first empire, a vast and unified domain forged by the ambition of one man. Imagine standing at the dawn of history, where conquest and governance intertwined to create a legacy that would echo through the ages. This is the story of the Akkadian Empire, ruled by none other than Sargon the Great. What if you could witness the moment humanity took its first bold step toward unification? Picture an era over 4,000 years ago when a visionary leader united disparate city-states under one banner, creating what historians call the world's first empire, the Akkadian Empire. Close your eyes and imagine yourself in Mesopotamia, the Fertile Crescent between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Here rose Sargon of Akkad, a man born into obscurity who would ascend to legendary status as Sargon the Great. According to myth, he was set adrift as an infant in a basket along the river, only to be discovered and raised by a gardener, a humble beginning for someone destined to reshape the ancient world. Now, envision Sargon leading his armies across vast stretches of land, conquering territories from the Persian Gulf to the Mediterranean Sea. His military campaigns were relentless, but his genius lay not just in war. He understood the importance of administration. He established trade networks, standardized weights and measures, and created a centralized government that allowed diverse peoples to coexist within his realm. For the first time, the concept of an empire, a single ruler governing multiple regions, was brought to life. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture bustling marketplaces filled with goods from faraway lands, copper from Oman, timber from Lebanon, and precious stones from India. Envision scribes recording transactions on clay tablets, their cuneiform script capturing the pulse of a thriving civilization. Feel the energy of innovation and ambition coursing through the veins of this nascent empire. But even the mightiest empires have their fragilities. As quickly as it rose, the Akkadian Empire faced challenges, an economic collapse, rebellions, and invasions. Yet its legacy endured. Sargon's vision of unity laid the groundwork for future empires, proving that human ingenuity and determination can transcend the boundaries of language, culture, and geography. Allow the grandeur of the Akkadian Empire to fill you with calm reflection. Its rise and fall remind us of the impermanence of power, yet also the enduring impact of bold ideas. Let the echoes of Sargon's achievements carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. And now, let us journey to an ancient civilization that wielded both the strength of iron and the power of words, a people who forged not only weapons, but alliances. Imagine a world where mastery over new technologies and diplomatic skill shaped the course of history. This is the story of the Hittites, masters of iron weapons and diplomacy. What if you could witness the dawn of a technological revolution, one that would change warfare forever? Picture a land where the secrets of smelting iron were first unlocked, giving rise to stronger, sharper weapons that tipped the scales of power. Close your eyes and imagine yourself in Anatolia, the rugged heartland of modern-day Turkey, where the Hittite Empire once flourished. Around 1600 BCE, this remarkable civilization emerged as one of the most formidable forces of the ancient world. Their mastery of ironworking set them apart from their Bronze Age rivals, granting them an edge on the battlefield. Envision blacksmiths hammering molten iron into swords, spears, and armor, crafting tools of war that would soon reshape empires. But the Hittites weren't just warriors. They were also brilliant diplomats. They understood that peace could be as powerful as steel. Picture grand halls filled with envoys from distant lands, negotiating treaties under the watchful eyes of kings like Suppiluliuma or Hattusili III. In fact, the Treaty of Kadesh, signed between the Hittites and the Egyptians around 1200 BCE, stands as one of the earliest known international peace agreements, a testament to their skill in balancing conflict with cooperation. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Feel the heat of the forge as sparks fly, shaping raw iron into objects of immense value. Hear the clinking of goblets during feasts held to celebrate alliances sealed with oaths and gifts. Allow the duality of their nature, their ability to conquer and collaborate, to fill you with calm reflection. The Hittites remind us that strength isn't always about force. Sometimes it lies in finding common ground. Their legacy lives on not only in the artifacts they left behind, but also in the lessons they teach about resilience and adaptability. Let the echoes of their achievements carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. Let us set sail across the azure waters of the Mediterranean to explore a civilization that connected the ancient world through trade, navigation, and innovation. Imagine a people so skilled at seafaring that they became the bridge between distant lands, leaving behind a legacy that still shapes how we communicate today. This is the story of the Phoenicians, the seafaring traders who gave us the alphabet. What if you could trace the origins of every word you read or write back to a single moment in history? Picture a bustling port city where merchants barter goods from faraway lands, their transactions recorded in symbols that would one day evolve into the letters you see before you. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing on the deck of a Phoenician galley, its sails billowing in the salty breeze as it cuts through the sparkling waters of the Mediterranean. These master mariners hailed from cities like Tyre, Sidon, and Byblos, centers of commerce and culture nestled along the coast of what is now modern-day Lebanon. Their sleek ships carried not only precious cargo, but also ideas, spreading their influence far beyond their homeland. The Phoenicians were renowned for their skills as traders, venturing as far west as the Iberian Peninsula and even circumnavigating Africa centuries before others dared to try. They traded purple dye made from murex shells, a symbol of royalty and wealth, alongside cedar wood, glassware, and textiles. But their greatest contribution to humanity wasn't material, it was intellectual. The Phoenicians developed one of the earliest forms of an alphabet, a revolutionary system of writing that consisted of 22 consonants. Unlike complex hieroglyphs or cuneiform scripts, this simple yet powerful tool allowed anyone to record language efficiently, laying the foundation for the Greek, Latin, and eventually modern alphabets. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of the ocean guide your thoughts. Picture the vibrant markets of Tyre, alive with the chatter of merchants speaking dozens of languages, all united by the universal medium of trade. Envision scribes carefully inscribing records onto papyrus scrolls, using those elegant Phoenician letters, each stroke a step toward preserving human knowledge. Feel the energy of connection, the way these intrepid sailors wove together civilizations separated by vast distances. But the Phoenicians weren't just traders. They were explorers, colonizers, and cultural ambassadors. Cities like Carthage, founded by Phoenician settlers, grew into mighty empires in their own right. Their legacy lives on not only in the words we use, but also in the spirit of exploration and exchange that defines our interconnected world. Allow the ingenuity of the Phoenicians to fill you with calm reflection. Their ability to adapt, innovate, and connect reminds us of the power of communication to transcend barriers. Let the echoes of their achievements carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. And now, let us sail across the shimmering waters of the Mediterranean to an island steeped in mystery, a place where art, nature, nature and a myth intertwine to create one of history's most enigmatic civilizations. Imagine a world alive with vibrant frescoes, grand palaces, and tales of a labyrinth hiding a monstrous secret. This is the story of the Minoans, the mysterious civilization of Crete, and the labyrinth of the Minotaur. What if you could step into a world where beauty and danger coexisted side by side? Picture yourself on the island of Crete, home to a people who celebrated life through art and ritual, yet whose stories hinted at darker truths hidden beneath their elegant palaces. Close your eyes and imagine standing in Knossos, the heart of Minoan civilization. Envision bright frescoes adorning the walls, vivid depictions of dolphins leaping through azure seas, graceful dancers moving in harmony, and lush fields bursting with life. These images speak of a society deeply connected to the natural world, one that thrived on trade, craftsmanship, and creativity. The Minoans were master seafarers, navigating the Mediterranean to exchange goods like pottery, olive oil, and wine with distant lands. Their prosperity allowed them to build sprawling palace complexes, none more famous than Knossos itself. But for all its splendor, the Minoan world was not without shadows. At the center of their mythology lies the legend of the labyrinth and the Minotaur, a half-man, half-bull creature said to dwell within its twisting passages. According to myth, King Minos commissioned the great architect Daedalus to construct this maze beneath the palace to imprison the monstrous offspring of his wife, Pasiphae. Every 9 years, 7 young men and 7 maidens from Athens were sent as tribute to be sacrificed to the beast. Only when the hero Theseus entered the labyrinth with the help of Ariadne's thread did the terror come to an end. Or so the story goes. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture the cool sea breeze brushing against your skin as ships dock at bustling harbors. Hear the laughter of artisans crafting intricate jewelry or painting delicate designs onto vases. Allow yourself to wander through the winding corridors of Knossos, imagining what secrets might lie hidden behind each door. Was the labyrinth real or merely a metaphor for the complexities of Minoan society? Archaeologists continue to uncover clues, but much remains shrouded in mystery. The Minoans remind us that even the most advanced civilizations are touched by both light and shadow. Their legacy lives on in the ruins they left behind, in the vibrant colors of their art, the sophistication of their architecture, and the enduring power of their myths. Let the echoes of their achievements carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. And now, let us journey to the Age of Heroes, a time when legendary warriors fought for honor, glory, and the love of a queen. Imagine a world where myth and history intertwine, where epic battles were waged and tales of valor became immortalized in poetry. This is the story of the Mycenaeans, the Greek warriors of the Trojan War. What if you could stand on the shores of Troy as 1,000 ships set sail, their sails billowing with the winds of fate? Picture a civilization forged in strength and ambition, whose warriors would become legends, sung by bards for centuries to come. Close your eyes and imagine yourself in the rugged hills of mainland Greece, home to the mighty Mycenaean kingdoms. These people thrived between 16 and 1100 BCE, building fortified palaces atop steep citadels like Mycenae, Tiryns, and Pylos. Their cities were centers of power, adorned with towering walls known as Cyclopean masonry, so massive that later generations believed only giants could have built them. The Mycenaeans were not just builders, they were fierce warriors. They crafted intricate armor, helmets made from boar tusks, and bronze weapons designed for both defense and conquest. Their society was organized around a warrior elite, ruled by kings who commanded great armies. But it wasn't just their military prowess that defined them. It was their role in one of history's most famous conflicts, the Trojan War. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Envision Agamemnon, king of Mycenae, leading an alliance of Greek forces across the Aegean Sea to lay siege to Troy. For 10 long years, the Greeks camped outside the impenetrable walls of the city, locked in a struggle born of pride, betrayal, and divine intervention. At the heart of it all was Helen, the face that launched 1,000 ships, whose abduction or elopement sparked the conflict. But beyond the battlefield, the Mycenaeans were also skilled traders and seafarers. Their ships carried goods such as olive oil, wine, and pottery to distant lands, forging connections across the Mediterranean. They adapted elements of Minoan culture, adopting linear B script to record inventories and administrative details, a precursor to classical Greek writing. Allow yourself to wander through the grand halls of Mycenae, where golden death masks and ornate artifacts speak of wealth and power. Yet beneath the splendor lies a sense of fragility. After the collapse of the Bronze Age, the Mycenaean civilization faded into memory, leaving behind ruins and echoes of their heroic deeds. Their legacy endures, however, in the stories passed down through generations. Homer's epics, the Iliad and the Odyssey, brought the Mycenaeans back to life, immortalizing their courage, flaws, and humanity. Let the echoes of their achievements carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could uncover the secrets of a civilization that thrived in the shadows of history, masters of art, architecture, and mysticism, whose legacy was almost erased by time? Imagine standing before their tombs adorned with vibrant frescoes and treasures, knowing their story shaped the very foundations of Rome. And now, let us journey to a land shrouded in mystery, a civilization whose art, culture, and influence shaped the very foundations of what would become one of history's greatest empires. This is the story of the Etruscans, the shadowy rulers of Italy before Rome. Close your eyes and imagine yourself in the rolling hills of Tuscany, Lazio, and Umbria, regions once dominated by the Etruscans. These masterful artisans and engineers flourished between 900 BCE and the early centuries of the Roman Empire. They built grand cities like Veii, Tarquinia, and Volci, each a testament to their advanced understanding of urban planning, architecture, and engineering. Yet, for all their achievements, much about them remains elusive, as they left no surviving written records beyond inscriptions on tombs and artifacts. The Etruscans were deeply spiritual, believing that life was a bridge between the mortal realm and the afterlife. Their elaborate burial practices reflect this worldview. Envision descending into an Etruscan necropolis where painted walls depict scenes of banquets, dancing, and hunting, activities meant to ensure joy and prosperity in the next world. Sarcophagi often featured lifelike sculptures of couples reclining together, serene even in death. These tombs weren't just graves, they were homes for eternity, filled with treasures to accompany the departed. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture artisans crafting exquisite jewelry from gold and precious stones, or sculptors carving statues that captured the elegance and vitality of their subjects. Hear the clang of bronze being forged into tools, weapons, and ceremonial objects. Allow yourself to wander through bustling marketplaces where merchants traded goods such as wine, olive oil, and pottery, connecting the Etruscans with neighboring cultures across the Mediterranean. But perhaps their most enduring legacy is in their profound impact on Rome itself. Many aspects of Roman culture, from religion and architecture to military tactics and governance, were influenced by the Etruscans. Legend has it that Rome's first kings, including Romulus, were of Etruscan origin. Even the iconic Roman gladiatorial games are thought to have originated from Etruscan funeral rites. Allow the mystery of the Etruscans to fill you with calm reflection. Though much of their story remains veiled in time, their creativity, ingenuity, and connection to the sacred remind us of humanity's enduring quest to leave a mark on the world. Let the echoes of their achievements carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could walk the streets of an empire that stretched across continents, where marble temples rose to the heavens and laws were etched into stone for all eternity? Imagine a civilization so vast and enduring that its language, architecture, and ideas still shape the way we live today. This is the story of ancient Rome, the empire that shaped the Western world. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing at the heart of Rome, a city built on 7 hills along the banks of the Tiber River. From humble beginnings as a small settlement, this civilization grew into one of history's most powerful empires, a beacon of innovation, governance, and culture that would leave an indelible mark on humanity. Ancient Rome was not just a place. It was an idea, an experiment in unity, ambition, and resilience. Its rise began with the legendary founding of Rome in 73 BCE by Romulus and Remus, twin brothers raised by a she-wolf. Over centuries, Rome expanded through military might, strategic alliances, and political ingenuity. At its height under Emperor Trajan in the 2nd century CE, the Roman Empire stretched from Britain to Mesopotamia, encompassing diverse peoples, languages, and traditions under a single banner. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture the grandeur of the Colosseum, where gladiators clashed and crowds roared, or the engineering marvel of aqueducts that carried fresh water miles into cities. Envision senators debating laws in the forum, their voices echoing beneath towering statues of gods and emperors. Feel the weight of history as legions marched across Europe, Africa, and Asia, spreading Roman roads, architecture, and law wherever they went. But Rome was more than conquest. It was also a cradle of philosophy, art, and governance. The Romans adopted and adapted Greek culture, creating monumental sculptures, epic poetry like Virgil's Aeneid, and architectural wonders such as the Pantheon. Their legal system introduced principles like innocent until proven guilty and justice for all, laying the groundwork for modern jurisprudence. Latin, the language of Rome, became the root of many modern languages, including French, Spanish, Italian, and English. Allow the legacy of ancient Rome to fill you with calm reflection. Its achievements remind us of humanity's capacity to build, create, and endure, even in the face of challenges. Let the echoes of its triumphs and struggles carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could step into a world where ideas flourished like olive trees under the Mediterranean sun, a place where democracy was born, philosophy questioned the very nature of existence, and athletes competed for glory in games that united an entire civilization? Imagine standing amidst the marble ruins of a society whose innovations still shape our modern world. This is the story of ancient Greece, the birthplace of democracy, philosophy, and the Olympics. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing on the rocky shores of Athens, Sparta, or Delphi. Cities that were once the heartbeats of a remarkable civilization. Ancient Greece wasn't just one unified nation. It was a collection of independent city-states, each with its own character, values, and achievements. Yet together, they forged a legacy so profound that its influence can still be felt today in how we govern ourselves, think about the universe, and celebrate human potential. Ancient Greece gave us democracy, a word derived from the Greek demos and people, and kratos, power. In Athens, around the 5th century BCE, citizens gathered in the agora to debate laws, elect leaders, and make decisions collectively. It wasn't perfect by modern standards. Women, slaves, and foreigners were excluded, but it marked humanity's first bold experiment in self-rule. Picture rows of men raising their hands to vote, their voices echoing off stone walls as they shaped the future of their polis. But Greece's contributions didn't stop at governance. Its philosophers dared to ask questions about life, ethics, and the cosmos. Socrates walked the streets of Athens, engaging passers-by in dialogues that challenged assumptions and sought truth. His student Plato envisioned an ideal state ruled by philosopher kings, while Aristotle explored everything from biology to politics, laying the groundwork for centuries of intellectual inquiry. Their ideas weren't confined to books. They sparked revolutions in thought that continue to inspire. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Envision the grandeur of the Parthenon atop the Acropolis, its columns reaching toward the heavens, built to honor Athena, goddess of wisdom and warfare. Hear the roar of crowds at Olympia, where athletes from across the Greek world gathered every 4 years to compete in foot races, wrestling, chariot racing, and more, all in pursuit of a simple olive wreath and eternal fame. These games weren't just sport. They were sacred rituals dedicated to Zeus, fostering unity among rival cities. And then there's the art, the sculptures, pottery, and plays that captured the essence of human experience. Think of Sophocles' tragedies, which explored fate and morality, or Aristophanes' comedies, which poked fun at politicians and society itself. Even their myths, tales of gods and heroes like Zeus, Hercules, and Achilles, spoke to universal themes of love, betrayal, courage, and ambition. Allow the brilliance of ancient Greece to fill you with calm reflection. Its achievements remind us of humanity's capacity to innovate, question, and dream. Let the echoes of its triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could step into a world where discipline ruled over comfort, where every aspect of life was shaped by the pursuit of strength and resilience? Imagine a society so fiercely devoted to its ideals that it became a symbol of resistance against empires far greater than itself. This is the story of Sparta, the warrior society that defied empires. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing in the heart of Laconia, amidst the mountains and valleys that cradled one of history's most legendary civilizations. Sparta wasn't just another Greek city-state. It was a way of life, a philosophy carved out of iron will and unyielding determination. Its people lived not for luxury or art, but for the singular purpose of creating the strongest, most disciplined warriors the ancient world had ever seen. Sparta's origins trace back to the Dorian migrations around 1000 BC, but its true legacy began when Lycurgus, a figure shrouded in myth, reformed Spartan society. Under his laws, Sparta became an austere military state where citizens were trained from birth to serve the collective good. Boys entered the agoge at age 7, enduring rigorous physical training, survival tests, and lessons in loyalty to the state. Women, too, were encouraged to be strong and independent, raising future generations of warriors and managing estates, while men served in the army. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture the Spartan phalanx, a wall of bronze shields and spears moving as one unstoppable force. Envision King Leonidas and his 300 warriors making their legendary stand at Thermopylae, holding back the mighty Persian Empire led by Xerxes. Though vastly outnumbered, they fought with unmatched courage, buying precious time for Greece to unite and repel the invasion. Their sacrifice became a beacon of defiance, proving that freedom and unity could triumph even against overwhelming odds. But Sparta wasn't defined solely by a war. Its rigid social structure included helots, enslaved populations who worked the land, and perioikoi, free non-citizens who handled trade and craft. True Spartiates, however, lived as equals within their system, bound together by shared hardship and purpose. Their meals were communal, their possessions minimal, and their focus unwavering to defend Sparta and maintain its dominance in the Peloponnesian League. Allow the spirit of Sparta to fill you with calm reflection. Its strict code of honor reminds us of humanity's capacity for discipline and sacrifice. Let the echoes of its triumphs and struggles carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could step into a city where philosophy flowed as freely as the wine, where art and intellect intertwined to create a society unlike any other? Imagine walking among towering statues, grand theaters, and open-air academies where ideas shaped the course of history. This is the story of Athens, the intellectual and artistic heart of Greece. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing in the Agora of Athens, the lively center of public life. Around you, philosophers debate the nature of justice. Artists carve masterpieces from stone, and playwrights rehearse tragedies that will echo through time. Athens wasn't just another Greek city-state. It was the cradle of democracy, philosophy, theater, and so much more. Its legacy is a testament to humanity's boundless creativity and curiosity. Athens reached its zenith during the 5th century BCE, an era known as the Golden Age, under the leadership of Pericles. It was here that democracy took root, a radical experiment in governance where citizens participated directly in decision-making. Picture rows of men raising their hands to vote on matters large and small, guided by principles of equality and civic duty. Though far from perfect, women, slaves, and foreigners were excluded. It marked a bold step toward collective self-rule. But Athens' brilliance extended beyond politics. It was home to some of history's greatest minds. Socrates, who roamed the streets engaging passers-by in dialogues about truth and virtue. Plato, whose republic envisioned an ideal state ruled by philosopher kings. And Aristotle, whose insights spanned ethics, biology, and metaphysics. Their ideas didn't just shape antiquity, they laid the foundation for Western thought itself. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Envision the Parthenon atop the Acropolis, gleaming white against the azure sky dedicated to Athena, goddess of wisdom. It stood as a symbol of Athenian pride and piety. Hear the laughter of actors rehearsing comedies by Aristophanes, or the solemnity of Sophocles' tragedies, performed in the theater of Dionysus, where audiences gathered to confront profound truths about life and morality. And then there's the art, the sculptures of Phidias, the intricate pottery depicting scenes of myth and daily life, the architecture that harmonized beauty with function. Every corner of Athens seemed alive with creation, from the frescoed walls of private homes to the monumental gates of the Propylaea. Even the Olympic Games, born in nearby Olympia, found echoes in Athens' celebrations of physical and intellectual excellence. Allow the spirit of Athens to fill you with calm reflection. Its achievements remind us of humanity's capacity to innovate, question, and dream. Let the echoes of its triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could stand at the crossroads of continents, where empires stretched from the sands of Egypt to the snow-capped mountains of India? Imagine a civilization so vast that its roads connected distant lands. Its rulers inspired both awe and fear, and its legacy shaped the course of history for centuries. This is the story of the Persian Empire, the vast empire of Cyrus the Great and Xerxes. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing beneath the towering columns of Persepolis, the ceremonial capital of one of history's most extraordinary empires. The Persian Empire, under the leadership of Cyrus the Great, and later his successors like Darius and Xerxes, was not just a collection of conquered territories. It was a tapestry of cultures, languages, and traditions united under a single banner, the Achaemenid Dynasty. Cyrus the Great, who founded the empire in 550 BCE, wasn't just a conqueror, he was a visionary. Unlike many rulers of his time, he believed in governance through tolerance and respect. When he captured Babylon, instead of sacking the city, he freed its captives, including the Jews exiled there, and allowed them to return home. His cylinder, often called the First Charter of Human Rights, declared principles of justice, religious freedom, and humane treatment. A radical idea for an age defined by brute force. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture the royal road stretching over that miles from Sardis in modern-day Turkey to Susa in Iran, a marvel of engineering that facilitated trade, communication, and military movement across the empire. Envision messengers riding swift horses, carrying dispatches between provinces, ensuring that the king's will reached every corner of his dominion. Feel the pulse of life in bustling cities like Pasargadae, the first capital built by Cyrus, or Ecbatana, the summer retreat nestled in the cool mountains. But the Persian Empire wasn't without its challenges. Under Xerxes, the son of Darius the First, the empire faced one of its greatest tests, the Greco-Persian Wars. Xerxes led an immense army across the Hellespont, bridging continents with floating pontoons, determined to subdue Greece. Despite early victories such as the burning of Athens, his forces were ultimately defeated at battles like Salamis and Plataea. These defeats marked the beginning of the empire's gradual decline, though it would endure for another century before falling to Alexander the Great. Allow the grandeur of the Persian Empire to fill you with calm reflection. Its achievements remind us of humanity's capacity to build bridges, both literal and metaphorical, across divides. Let the echoes of its triumphs and struggles carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could step into a land where empires were forged not just through conquest, but through compassion? A place where the roar of war gave way to the whispers of peace? Imagine a ruler who once wielded unmatched power, but chose to dedicate his life to spreading kindness and wisdom. This is the story of the Maurya Empire, the first great empire of India, ruled by Ashoka the Great. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing beneath the towering stone pillars inscribed with edicts, messages of morality and governance that still resonate today. These are the remnants of the Maurya Empire, a civilization that stretched across much of the Indian subcontinent during the 3rd century BCE. Founded by Chandragupta Maurya, this dynasty reached its zenith under his grandson, Emperor Ashoka, whose reign transformed the very essence of leadership. The Maurya Empire was born out of ambition and strategy. Chandragupta, inspired by the teachings of Chanakya, an ancient philosopher and strategist, rose from humble beginnings to overthrow the Nanda dynasty and establish one of history's most formidable empires. His successors expanded the empire further, but it was Ashoka who left an indelible mark on humanity. Initially known for his fierce military campaigns, Ashoka waged a brutal war against Kalinga, a battle so devastating that it claimed over 100,000 lives and left him deeply shaken. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture Ashoka sitting alone after the Battle of Kalinga, reflecting on the bloodshed he had caused. It was here that he embraced Buddhism, renouncing violence and dedicating himself to the path of Dhamma, a moral code emphasizing nonviolence, tolerance, and respect for all living beings. Across his vast empire, he erected stone pillars inscribed with edicts promoting ethical conduct, urging his subjects to live harmoniously and care for others, including animals. Envision traders traveling along the Silk Road carrying goods like spices, textiles, and precious stones, as well as ideas that connected cultures across Asia and beyond. The Mauryan capital, Pataliputra, was a marvel of urban planning, bustling with merchants, scholars, and artisans. Its wealth came not only from trade, but also from efficient administration, guided by principles outlined in Kautilya's Arthashastra, an ancient treatise on economics and statecraft. Allow the legacy of the Maurya Empire to fill you with calm reflection. Ashoka's transformation reminds us that even those burdened by guilt can find redemption through purposeful action. Let the echoes of his triumphs and struggles carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could step into an era where knowledge flourished like the fertile plains of the Ganges, a time when astronomers mapped the stars, mathematicians calculated the zero, and artists sculpted gods with divine precision? Imagine a civilization that not only thrived on innovation, but also set the foundation for centuries of intellectual and cultural brilliance. This is the story of the Gupta Empire, India's golden age of science, art, and mathematics. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing in the heart of Pataliputra, the capital of the Gupta Empire, during its zenith from the 4th to the 6th century CE. The air is alive with the hum of scholars debating philosophy, artisans carving intricate sculptures, and merchants trading goods along the Silk Road. The Gupta Empire wasn't just another chapter in history. It was a beacon of human achievement, often called India's Golden Age. The Guptas ruled over a land rich in diversity, stretching across much of northern India and parts of modern-day Pakistan and Bangladesh. Under emperors like Chandragupta I, Samudragupta, and Chandragupta Vikramaditya, the empire enjoyed unparalleled peace, prosperity, and cultural flourishing, a period known as the Pax Gupta. It was during this time that some of humanity's greatest innovations were born. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture astronomers gazing at the night sky, mapping celestial bodies with astonishing accuracy. Aryabhata, one of the greatest minds of the Gupta era, proposed that the Earth rotates on its axis and revolves around the sun, a concept centuries ahead of its time. He also introduced the concept of zero, a revolutionary idea that transformed mathematics and laid the groundwork for modern computing. Envision mathematicians working with complex equations, developing concepts like the decimal system and quadratic equations. Artists, inspired by religious devotion, carved exquisite statues of Hindu deities or painted murals in Ajanta and Ellora cave, masterpieces that still captivate us today. Writers composed timeless works such as Kalidasa's Shakuntala, a poetic drama exploring love and destiny, while philosophers debated the nature of existence and morality. But the Gupta legacy extends beyond science and art. Their administrative systems fostered trade and agriculture, ensuring stability and wealth across the empire. They promoted religious tolerance, allowing Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism to coexist peacefully, as temples became centers of learning and spirituality, attracting pilgrims and scholars from faraway lands. Allow the brilliance of the Gupta Empire to fill you with calm reflection. Its achievements remind us of humanity's capacity to create, innovate, and inspire. Let the echoes of their triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could step into the dawn of Chinese civilization, a time when legends walked the earth and the foundations of one of humanity's greatest cultures were laid? Imagine a dynasty shrouded in myth, yet believed to be the starting point of China's enduring legacy. This is the story of the Xia Dynasty, China's legendary first dynasty. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing along the banks of the Yellow River, often called the cradle of Chinese civilization. Here, amidst fertile plains and winding waters, rose the Xia Dynasty, a civilization steeped in legend, said to have existed from around 2070 BCE to 1600 BCE. Though its historical records are sparse, its impact on Chinese culture and identity is profound. The Xia Dynasty marks the beginning of China's dynastic cycle, a pattern of rise, decline, and renewal that would define Chinese history for millennia. According to ancient texts like the Bamboo Annals and records of the grand historian by Sima Qian, the dynasty was founded by Yu the Great, a heroic figure who tamed the floods that once ravaged the land. Picture Yu laboring tirelessly, channeling the raging waters into canals and irrigation systems, transforming chaos into order. His success earned him the loyalty of the people, and he became the first ruler to pass power hereditarily within his family, a shift from earlier tribal systems. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Envision simple villages growing into larger communities as agriculture flourished under Yu's innovations. Fields of millet and rice stretched across the landscape, nourished by the controlled flow of rivers. The Xia people lived in harmony with nature, worshiping deities tied to the sun, moon, and earth. Their rituals and ceremonies reflected their belief in a cosmic balance between heaven and earth, a concept that would later evolve into Confucian ideals of social harmony. But the Xia Dynasty remains enigmatic, existing somewhere between history and myth. Archaeological discoveries at sites like Erlitou suggest the presence of an advanced Bronze Age society, possibly linked to the Xia. These findings include palatial structures, bronze artifacts, and evidence of early urban planning, all pointing to a sophisticated civilization capable of organizing large-scale projects. Allow the mystery of the Xia Dynasty to fill you with calm reflection. Its blend of myth and reality reminds us how stories shape our understanding of the past. Let the echoes of its triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could uncover the whispers of an ancient civilization etched into fragments of bone and all messages sent to the gods and returned as omens? Imagine a dynasty where rulers consulted the heavens for guidance, leaving behind clues that still speak to us today. This is the story of the Shang Dynasty, the first confirmed Chinese dynasty with oracle bones. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing amidst the ruins of Yinshu, the last capital of the Shang Dynasty, nestled along the banks of the Yellow River. Here, archaeologists have unearthed treasures that reveal the secrets of one of China's earliest recorded civilizations, a society steeped in ritual, divination, and bronze craftsmanship. The Shang Dynasty, flourishing from approximately 1600 BCCE to 1046 BCCE, marks the beginning of verifiable Chinese history. The Shang people were not just farmers and warriors. They were deeply spiritual, believing that their ancestors and deities influenced every aspect of life. To communicate with these higher powers, they performed divinations using oracle bones, turtle shells or ox scapula, inscribed with questions about crops, weather, warfare, and even royal health. These bones were heated until they cracked, and the patterns of the fractures were interpreted as answers from the divine. Picture priests huddled over glowing embers, deciphering the will of heaven under flickering torchlight. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Envision artisans casting intricate bronze vessels adorned with totem motifs, stylized faces meant to ward off evil spirits. These bronzes, used in sacrificial ceremonies, symbolized the Shang's mastery of metallurgy and their reverence for the supernatural. Feel the weight of tradition in each artifact, knowing that these objects connected the earthly realm with the celestial. But the Shang Dynasty was more than its rituals. It was a highly stratified society ruled by kings who claimed divine authority. Royal tombs discovered at Anyang revealed the opulence of Shang elites, filled with jade ornaments, weapons, chariots, and even human sacrifices, grim reminders of the era's harsh realities. At the same time, the Shang developed a calendar system, advanced agricultural techniques, and a written script that evolved into modern Chinese characters. Their inscriptions on oracle bones are the oldest known form of Chinese writing, providing invaluable insights into their language, beliefs, and daily life. Allow the legacy of the Shang Dynasty to fill you with calm reflection. Its achievements remind us of humanity's enduring quest to understand the unseen forces that shape our lives. Let the echoes of their triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could witness the birth of an idea so powerful that it shaped the destiny of empires for centuries to come? Imagine a dynasty where rulers claimed their authority came directly from the heavens, an invisible contract between the divine and the earthly. This is the story of the Zhou Dynasty, the dynasty that introduced the mandate of heaven. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing in the fertile valleys of the Yellow River, where the Zhou Dynasty rose to power around 1006 BCE. Lasting nearly 800 years, the Zhou Dynasty was the longest-lasting dynasty in Chinese history, a testament to its enduring innovations in governance, philosophy, and culture. At the heart of their rule lay a revolutionary concept: the mandate of heaven. The mandate of heaven was more than just a political doctrine. It was a moral framework that justified the rise and fall of dynasties. According to this belief, heaven granted rulers the right to govern, but only as long as they acted justly and upheld the welfare of their people. If a ruler became corrupt or failed to protect the realm, heaven would withdraw its blessing, signaling rebellion or natural disasters as signs of disapproval. This idea not only legitimized the Zhou's overthrow of the Shang Dynasty, but also set a precedent for future dynasties across China's history. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture King Wu of Zhou leading his forces into battle against the last Shang king, a tyrant whose cruelty had alienated both his subjects and the gods. Victorious, Wu declared that heaven had chosen him to restore harmony to the land. Under the Zhou, feudal lords governed vast territories, pledging loyalty to the central authority while fostering local traditions and economies. It was a delicate balance, one that allowed the empire to thrive during its early centuries, known as the Western Zhou period. But the Zhou dynasty wasn't without its challenges. As time passed, internal strife and external threats weakened the central government, ushering in the Eastern Zhou period, 771 BC to 206 BCE. This era saw the fragmentation of power among rival states, yet it also sparked a golden age of intellectual ferment, the Warring States in spring and autumn periods. Thinkers like Confucius, Laozi, and Mencius emerged, offering solutions to the chaos through philosophies that emphasized morality, balance, and governance. Envision scholars debating in bustling academies, farmers tending rice paddies under clear skies, and artisans crafting bronze vessels adorned with intricate designs. Despite the turmoil, the Zhou left behind lasting legacies. Advancements in agriculture, metallurgy, poetry, such as the Book of Songs, and historical records that preserve China's rich heritage. Their emphasis on ritual and ancestor worship reinforced the connection between humanity and the cosmos, a thread woven deeply into Chinese culture. Allow the wisdom of the Zhou Dynasty to fill you with calm reflection. Its achievements remind us of humanity's capacity to adapt, innovate, and seek meaning in times of change. Let the echoes of their triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could witness the forging of a nation, a time when disparate states were united under one ruler, whose vision shaped the destiny of an entire civilization? Imagine a dynasty that left behind colossal legacies, from the awe-inspiring Great Wall to the enigmatic terracotta army. This is the story of the Qin Dynasty, the unifiers of China, builders of the Great Wall. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing beneath the shadow of the Great Wall, its stones weathered by centuries, yet still standing as a testament to human ambition. The Qin Dynasty, though short-lived, 221–206 BCE, was a period of immense transformation, a time when China transitioned from fragmented warring stoets into a unified empire under the iron rule of Emperor Qin Shi Huang. The Qin Dynasty's rise began with Ying Jing, who ascended the throne at just 13 years old. By the time he declared himself Qin Shi Huang, meaning first emperor, he had conquered all rival states, ending the chaotic warring states period. He introduced sweeping reforms to consolidate his power, standardizing weights, measures, currency, and even the written script across his vast empire. These changes not only unified the land, but also laid the foundation for a shared Chinese identity that endures to this day. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture thousands of laborers toiling under the sun, constructing the earliest sections of the Great Wall, a monumental effort to protect the empire from northern invaders. Envision engineers designing intricate irrigation systems, soldiers patrolling newly connected roads, and artisans crafting weapons and chariots on an unprecedented scale. Yet, alongside these achievements came immense sacrifice. Countless workers died building the wall, their names lost to history. But perhaps the most iconic symbol of the Qin Dynasty lies beneath the earth itself. In 1904, farmers digging a well near Xi'an unearthed the Terracotta Army, an army of over 8,000 life-sized clay soldiers, horses, and chariots buried to accompany Emperor Qin Shi Huang into the afterlife. Each figure is unique, with distinct facial features, armor, and poses reflecting the skill and artistry of Qin artisans. It's said that no expense was spared in preparing the emperor for eternity, even mercury-filled rivers were rumored to flow through his tomb, symbolizing immortality. Allow the legacy of the Qin Dynasty to fill you with calm reflection. Its achievements remind us of humanity's capacity to dream big and achieve the seemingly impossible. Let the echoes of their triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could step into an era where innovation, culture, and governance reached new heights? A time when silk flowed along the Silk Road, paper revolutionized communication, and Confucian ideals shaped the fabric of society? Imagine a dynasty so influential that its legacy continues to define Chinese identity to this day. This is the story of the Han Dynasty, the golden age of Chinese civilization. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing in Chang'an, the magnificent capital of the Han Dynasty, during its zenith from 22 BCE to 20 CE. With a population of over 500,000 people, it was one of the largest and most cosmopolitan cities in the ancient world. The Han Dynasty wasn't just another chapter in history. It was a transformative period that laid the foundation for much of what we now recognize as Chinese culture, technology, and philosophy. The Han Dynasty is often divided into two periods: the Western Han, or former Han, and the Eastern Han, or later Han. Under Emperor Wu, the empire expanded its borders significantly, pushing into Central Asia, Korea, and Vietnam. These conquests opened up trade routes like the Silk Road, connecting China to distant lands such as Rome, Persia, and India. Along these routes flowed not only goods, silk, spices, and jade, but also ideas, religions, and technologies. Buddhism, for example, entered China during this time, forever altering its spiritual landscape. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture artisans crafting delicate porcelain, scholars recording histories on newly invented paper, and astronomers mapping celestial bodies with precision. The Han were pioneers in science and technology, developing inventions like the seismoscope, an early earthquake detector, and refining the process of steel production. They also standardized weights, measures, and coinage, ensuring economic stability across their vast empire. But the Han's greatest achievements weren't just material. They were intellectual and cultural. Confucianism became the official state ideology, emphasizing virtues like filial piety, loyalty, and moral integrity. Civil service exams based on Confucian texts were introduced, creating a meritocratic system where talent mattered more than birthright. This emphasis on education and governance helped create a stable and prosperous society, earning the Han the title of China's Golden Age. Envision farmers tending fields irrigated by advanced water systems, merchants trading goods in bustling marketplaces, and soldiers patrolling the frontiers to protect the realm. Yet, beneath the surface of prosperity lay challenges. Corruption, rebellions, and power struggles eventually weakened the dynasty. leading to its decline after 4 centuries of rule. Despite this, the Han left behind enduring legacies. Advancements in medicine, engineering, literature, including the records of the grand historian by Sima Qin, and artistry that still inspire awe today. Allow the brilliance of the Han Dynasty to fill you with calm reflection. Its achievements remind us of humanity's capacity to innovate, adapt, and thrive. Let the echoes of their triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could step into an era where poetry flowed like rivers, silk shimmered under the sun, and cities thrummed with life from dawn till dusk? Imagine a dynasty so vibrant that its cultural achievements and economic might set the standard for the entire world. This is the story of the Tang Dynasty, the height of China's cultural and economic power. Close your eyes and imagine yourself walking through Chang'an, the dazzling capital of the Tang Dynasty, 618 to 907 CE. With a population of over 1 million people, it was one of the largest and most cosmopolitan cities in the ancient world, a melting pot of cultures, ideas, and goods from across Asia and beyond. The Tang Dynasty wasn't just another chapter in Chinese history. It was a golden age of innovation, artistry, and global influence. The Tang era began under Emperor Gaozu and reached its zenith under rulers like Taizong and Xuanzong, whose reigns were marked by stability, prosperity, and openness to the outside world. Under their leadership, the Silk Road flourished, connecting China to Central Asia, the Middle East, and Europe. Traders carried not only silk, porcelain, and tea, but also ideas, religions, and technologies. Buddhism, which had arrived centuries earlier, became deeply integrated into Chinese society, while foreign influences enriched everything from fashion to cuisine. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture poets like Li Bai and Du Fu composing verses that captured the beauty of nature, the struggles of humanity, and the fleetingness of life. Poetry was more than literature. It was a way of life, celebrated in courts, tea houses, and along winding rivers during moonlit gatherings. Envision artisans crafting exquisite ceramics, calligraphers inscribing scrolls with elegant brushstrokes, and musicians playing instruments like the pipa, blending melodies from faraway lands. But the Tang Dynasty's brilliance extended beyond culture. It was a time of remarkable technological advancements. Woodblock printing allowed books to spread knowledge widely. Gunpowder began to be used in fireworks and warfare, and advances in astronomy mapped the heavens with precision. Economically, the equal field system redistributed land to ensure fairness, fostering agricultural growth and urbanization. Cities like Luoyang and Yangzhou rivaled Chang'an in wealth and splendor, their streets lined with shops, temples, and theaters. Envision farmers tending rice paddies irrigated by advanced water systems, merchants haggling in bustling marketplaces, and couriers delivering messages along the empire's vast postal network. Yet beneath the surface of prosperity lay challenges: corruption, rebellions, such as the devastating Lushan Rebellion, and regional warlords eventually weakened the dynasty, leading to its decline after nearly 3 centuries of rule. Despite this, The Tang left behind enduring legacies, masterpieces of poetry, monumental architecture like the Big Wild Goose Pagoda, and a vision of what a truly interconnected world could look like. Allow the brilliance of the Tang Dynasty to fill you with calm reflection. Its achievements remind us of humanity's capacity to create, connect, and inspire. Let the echoes of their triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could step into an era where poetry flowed like rivers, silk shimmered under the sun, and cities thrummed with life from dawn till dusk? Imagine a dynasty so vibrant that its cultural achievements and economic might set the standard for the entire world. This is the story of the Tang Dynasty, the height of China's cultural and economic power. Close your eyes and imagine yourself walking through Chang'an, the dazzling capital of the Tang Dynasty, 618 to 907 CE. With a population of over 1 million people, it was one of the largest and most cosmopolitan cities in the ancient world, a melting pot of cultures, ideas, and goods from across Asia and beyond. The Tang Dynasty wasn't just another chapter in Chinese history. It was a golden age of innovation, artistry, and global influence. The Tang era began under Emperor Gaozu and reached its zenith under rulers like Taizong and Xuanzong, whose reigns were marked by stability, prosperity, and openness to the outside world. Under their leadership, the Silk Road flourished, connecting China to Central Asia, the Middle East, and Europe. Traders carried not only silk, porcelain, and tea, but also ideas, religions, and technologies. Buddhism, which had arrived centuries earlier, became deeply integrated into Chinese society, while foreign influences enriched everything from fashion to cuisine. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture poets like Li Bai and Du Fu composing verses that captured the beauty of nature, the struggles of humanity, and the fleetingness of life. Poetry was more than literature. It was a way of life, celebrated in courts, tea houses, and along winding rivers during moonlit gatherings. Envision artisans crafting exquisite ceramics, calligraphers inscribing scrolls with elegant brushstrokes, and musicians playing instruments like the pipa, blending melodies from faraway lands. But the Tang Dynasty's brilliance extended beyond culture. It was a time of remarkable technological advancements. Woodblock printing allowed books to spread knowledge widely. Gunpowder began to be used in fireworks and warfare, and advances in astronomy mapped the heavens with precision. Economically, the equal field system redistributed land to ensure fairness, fostering agricultural growth and urbanization. Cities like Luoyang and Yangzhou rivaled Chang'an in wealth and splendor, their streets lined with shops, temples, and theaters. Envision farmers tending rice paddies irrigated by advanced water systems, merchants haggling in bustling marketplaces, and couriers delivering messages along the empire's vast postal network. Yet beneath the surface of prosperity lay challenges: corruption, rebellions, such as the devastating Lushan Rebellion, and regional warlords eventually weakened the dynasty, leading to its decline after nearly 3 centuries of rule. Despite this, the Tang left behind enduring legacies, masterpieces of poetry, monumental architecture like the Big Wild Goose Pagoda, and a vision of what a truly interconnected world could look like. Allow the brilliance of the Tang Dynasty to fill you with calm reflection. Its achievements remind us of humanity's capacity to create, connect, and inspire. Let the echoes of their triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could step into an era where imperial splendor met global ambition, a time when emperors ruled from the heart of the Forbidden City while fleets sailed to distant shores, connecting China to the wider world? Imagine a dynasty that balanced tradition with exploration, leaving behind legacies as enduring as its iconic architecture. This is the story of the Ming Dynasty, the builders of the Forbidden City and global explorers. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing before the towering vermilion walls of the Forbidden City, the majestic palace complex that served as the political and ceremonial heart of China during the Ming Dynasty, 1308-1644 CE. Built under Emperor Yongye, this architectural marvel symbolized the power, sophistication, and cultural richness of one of history's most remarkable dynasties. The Ming Dynasty rose to power after the collapse of the Mongol-led Yuan Dynasty, restoring Han Chinese rule to the empire. Under leaders like Hongwu, the founder of the dynasty, and his son Yongle, the Ming embarked on ambitious projects to consolidate their authority and showcase their grandeur. The Forbidden City, constructed between 1406 and 1420, became the epicenter of imperial life, a sprawling complex of halls, courtyards, and gardens designed to reflect cosmic order and Confucian ideals. Its name alone, forbidden, spoke to its exclusivity. Only the emperor, his family, and select officials were permitted within its gates. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture artisans carving intricate dragon motifs into marble balustrades, painters adorning silk scrolls with vibrant landscapes, and scholars poring over texts in libraries filled with wisdom. Envision ceremonies unfolding in the Hall of Supreme Harmony, where emperors performed rituals to ensure harmony between heaven and earth. Every detail of the Forbidden City was deliberate, from the golden rooftops gleaming under the sun to the precise alignment of buildings according to feng shui principles. But the Ming weren't content to stay within their borders. During the early years of the dynasty, Admiral Zheng He led 7 monumental voyages across the Indian Ocean, commanding fleets of massive treasure ships, some over 400 feet long, that dwarfed European vessels of the time. These expeditions reached as far as Southeast Asia, India, Arabia, and East Africa, establishing trade networks, diplomatic ties, and cultural exchanges. Zheng He's fleet brought back exotic goods like spices, chivalry, and giraffes, dazzling the imperial court and showcasing China's maritime prowess. Envision bustling ports along the Yangtze River where merchants traded porcelain, silk, and tea for silver and other treasures from abroad. Yet beneath the surface of prosperity lay challenges. the cost of maintaining such grand projects and military campaigns strained the treasury, leading to debates about priorities. By the mid-15th century, the Ming shifted focus inward, abandoning large-scale naval expeditions in favor of fortifying borders against nomadic threats like the Mongols. Still, their achievements left an indelible mark on Chinese identity and global history. Allow the brilliance of the Ming Dynasty to fill you with calm reflection. Its achievements remind us of humanity's capacity to dream big, to build structures that defy time, and send fleets that span continents. Let the echoes of their triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could step into the twilight of an empire, a time when centuries of tradition clashed with the winds of change sweeping across the globe? Imagine a dynasty that stood as both the guardian of China's past and the reluctant witness to its transformation. This is the story of the Qing Dynasty, the last dynasty of China. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing in the Forbidden City during the twilight years of the Qing Dynasty, 1644 to 1912 CE. Once the heart of imperial power, it now bears witness to the struggles of a nation caught between ancient traditions and modern challenges. The Qing Dynasty wasn't just another chapter in Chinese history. It was the final act of a millennia-old imperial system marked by both brilliance and decline. The Qing rose to power under the leadership of the Manchus, a nomadic people from the north who overthrew the Ming Dynasty and established one of the largest empires in Chinese history. At its height, the Qing ruled over a vast territory stretching from Tibet to Taiwan, Mongolia to the South China Sea. Under emperors like Kangxi and Qianlong, the dynasty experienced a golden age of prosperity, cultural achievement, and military strength. These rulers patronized the arts, compiled massive encyclopedias, and expanded trade along the Silk Road, solidifying China's place as a global power. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture artisans crafting intricate porcelain vases adorned with dragon motifs, scholars composing poetry in classical Chinese, and couriers delivering edicts across the empire's sprawling postal network. Envision bustling markets filled with silks, teas, and spices, where merchants from Europe, Japan, and Southeast Asia mingled with local traders. The Qing era was a time of immense cultural richness, but it was also a period of growing tension. As the 19th century dawned, the Qing faced unprecedented challenges. Foreign powers, armed with superior technology, forced unequal treaties upon China after conflicts like the Opium Wars. The Taiping Rebellion, one of the deadliest civil wars in history, devastated much of the country, leaving millions dead and exposing the fragility of the Qing rule. Efforts at reform, such as the self-strengthening movement and the 100 Days Reform, sought to modernize the empire, but were often too little, too late. By the early 20th century, revolutionary movements led by figures like Sun Yat-sen gained momentum, culminating in the Xinhai Revolution of 1911 that toppled the Qing and ended over 2 millennia of imperial rule. Envision the final days of the dynasty. Emperor Pui of child ruler, sitting on the dragon throne as the world around him crumbled. Despite its fall, the Qing left behind enduring legacies: the expansion of China's borders, the preservation of its cultural heritage, and the seeds of a national identity that would shape modern China. Its art, literature, and architecture continue to inspire awe, while its struggles serve as a reminder of the complexities of navigating change in a rapidly evolving world. Allow the legacy of the Qing Dynasty to fill you with calm reflection. Its rise and fall remind us of humanity's capacity to adapt or fail to adapt to new realities. Let the echoes of their triumphs and challenges carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could step into a world where massive stone temples rose from the earth, built by hands that seemed to defy the limits of their time? Imagine a civilization nestled high in the Andes, whose people mastered the art of carving stone with such precision that their structures still stand today shrouded in mystery. This is the story of Tiwanaku, the enigmatic builders of stone temples in Bolivia. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing on the windswept altiplano of Bolivia at an elevation of over 12,000 feet above sea level. Here lies Tiwanaku, a pre-Columbian archaeological site that once served as the heart of a powerful civilization between 300 CE and 1000 CE. Though much about this culture remains unknown, its monumental architecture and intricate carvings speak volumes about its ingenuity and spiritual depth. Tiwanaku was more than just a city. It was a ceremonial and political center that drew pilgrims and traders from across the Andean region. At its core stood the Akapana Pyramid, a terraced platform believed to have been used for astronomical observations and religious ceremonies. Nearby, the Kalasasaya Temple enclosed a sacred space adorned with monolithic statues, including the iconic Gateway of the Sun, a towering stone arch carved with intricate depictions of deities and celestial symbols. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture artisans carefully shaping andesite blocks without modern tools, fitting them together so precisely that not even a blade could slide between the stones. Envision farmers tending fields of quinoa and potatoes, using advanced irrigation techniques to sustain life in the harsh, high-altitude environment. Feel the pulse of ritual as priests conducted ceremonies honoring Viracocha, the creator god, and Inti, the sun god, believing these forces governed the cycles of nature and human destiny. But Tiwanaku's brilliance extended beyond engineering and agriculture. Its influence spread far beyond the immediate region, reaching areas now part of Peru, Chile, and Argentina. Trade networks brought alpaca wool, copper, and seashells to Tiwanaku, while its cultural practices, such as cranial deformation and distinctive pottery styles, were adopted by neighboring societies. Despite its achievements, however, Tiwanaku eventually declined, likely due to climate change, resource depletion, or internal strife. By the time the Inca Empire rose centuries later, Tiwanaku had faded into legend, its ruins revered as sacred sites. Allow the legacy of Tiwanaku to fill you with calm reflection. Its mysteries remind us of humanity's capacity to create beauty and meaning in even the most challenging environments. Let the echoes of their triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could step into a world where towering stone temples rose from the rugged Andes, their carvings whispering secrets of an ancient people? Imagine a civilization so influential that its art, religion, and ideas shaped the course of countless cultures across the Andean region. This is the story of the Chavín Culture, the Andean civilization that influenced many others. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing at the foot of the Cordillera Blanca, surrounded by jagged peaks and mist-shrouded valleys. Here, nestled in the highlands of modern-day Peru, lies the heart of the Chavín culture, a civilization that thrived between 900 BCE and 200 BCE. Though much about this enigmatic society remains shrouded in mystery, its legacy as a cultural and spiritual hub endures through its monumental architecture and intricate iconography. The Chavín are perhaps best known for their ceremonial center at Chavín de Huántar, a sprawling complex of stone structures, tunnels, and plazas designed to inspire awe and reverence. At its core stood the Lanzón, a towering monolith carved with the image of a deity, a fusion of human, folate, and serpent features. This figure, believed to represent a central god or cosmic force, was the focal point of religious ceremonies conducted deep within the temple's labyrinthine passages. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture artisans carving intricate stonework into walls adorned with mythical creatures, priests leading rituals under torchlight, and pilgrims traveling great distances to seek guidance from the oracle-like priests of Chavín. Envision the acoustics of the underground galleries, amplifying chants and drum beats, creating an otherworldly atmosphere meant to connect worshipers with the divine. These sacred spaces were not just places of worship. They were centers of learning, trade, and cultural exchange. But the Chavín's influence extended far beyond their immediate surroundings. Their distinctive artistic style, characterized by feline motifs, serpents, and anthropomorphic figures, spread across vast regions of the Andes, leaving an indelible mark on later civilizations like the Moche, Nazca, and Inca. They introduced advanced metallurgy techniques, working gold, silver, and copper into exquisite ornaments and tools. Their agricultural innovations, such as terracing and irrigation systems, allowed communities to thrive in challenging mountain environments. Even their religious beliefs, centered around duality and transformation, laid the groundwork for Andean cosmology that persisted for millennia. Envision farmers tending fields of maize and potatoes, weavers crafting textiles adorned with symbolic patterns, and traders carrying goods along ancient pathways that connected distant villages. Yet, beneath the surface of prosperity lay challenges. The Chavín eventually declined, likely due to environmental changes, internal strife, or shifts in regional power dynamics, but their cultural imprint remained, shaping the identities of those who followed. Allow the legacy of the Chavín culture to fill you with calm reflection. Its achievements remind us of humanity's capacity to inspire and unite diverse peoples through shared beliefs and practices. Let the echoes of their triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could step into a world where the boundaries between life and art blurred, a place where textiles told stories and rituals reshaped the human form? Imagine a civilization nestled along the arid coast of Peru, whose people wove intricate fabrics that rivaled modern masterpieces and left behind enigmatic skulls that continue to spark wonder. This is the story of the Paracas Culture, the creators of elongated skulls and textile wonders. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing on the windswept Paracas Peninsula, overlooking the Pacific Ocean. Here, more than 2,000 years ago, the Paracas culture thrived between 800 BC and 100 C. Though their civilization emerged in one of the driest regions on Earth, they harnessed the resources of land and sea to create a society rich in artistry, spirituality, and innovation. The Paracas are perhaps best known for two extraordinary legacies: their practice of cranial deformation and their unparalleled textiles. The elongated skulls achieved through binding infants' heads with cloth or wooden boards were not merely aesthetic choices. They held deep cultural and spiritual significance. These modified skulls may have symbolized social status, divine connection, or even an attempt to emulate revered ancestors or deities. Envision priests and leaders adorned with these striking features, commanding respect and embodying the sacred traditions of their people. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture artisans weaving vibrant textiles using threads dyed with natural pigments derived from plants, minerals, and marine life. Their fabrics were masterpieces of complexity, featuring intricate patterns, vivid colors, and symbolic motifs that conveyed stories, beliefs, and identities. Some textiles were so finely crafted that they rivaled the precision of contemporary embroidery machines. These works weren't just decorative, they were offerings, burial shrouds, and expressions of reverence for the dead. But the Paracas' achievements extended far beyond their textiles. They excelled at adapting to their harsh environment, cultivating crops like maize and beans in narrow river valleys while relying heavily on the bounty of the sea. Fishermen braved the waters in reed boats, harvesting fish, shellfish, and seaweed. Archaeological evidence suggests they also engaged in trade networks that stretched across the Andes, exchanging goods such as obsidian, feathers, and coca leaves. Envision ceremonial sites perched atop cliffs where rituals honored both the living and the departed. The Paracas buried their elite in elaborate tombs, wrapped in layers of exquisite textiles and accompanied by precious artifacts like gold ornaments, ceramics, and weapons. These burials reveal much about their worldview, a blend of animism, ancestor worship, and a profound respect for the cycles of life and death. Allow the legacy of the Paracas culture to fill you with calm reflection. Their creativity and adaptability remind us of humanity's capacity to find beauty and meaning in even the most challenging environments. Let the echoes of their triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could step into a world carved from the arid landscapes of the American Southwest, a place where resilience and harmony with nature defined an entire civilization? Imagine a people who thrived in one of the harshest environments on Earth, building intricate stone villages atop cliffs and cultivating life from the dry soil. This is the story of the Hopi civilization, the ancient desert dwellers of the American Southwest. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing on the edge of a towering mesa, gazing out over the vast expanse of the Colorado Plateau. Here, nestled among the rugged canyons and windswept plains, the Hopi people have lived for thousands of years. Their civilization, deeply rooted in spiritual traditions and sustainable practices, stands as a testament to humanity's ability to adapt and thrive in even the most challenging environments. The Hopi are descendants of the ancestral Puebloans, often referred to as the Anasazi, who once inhabited the Four Corners region of the United States. Around 500 CE, these early ancestors began constructing elaborate settlements, including cliff dwellings and multi-story pueblos, designed to protect against both natural elements and potential threats. By the time the Hopi emerged as a distinct culture around 1100 CE, they had developed a way of life uniquely suited to their desert home. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture farmers tending fields of corn, beans, and squash, known as the Three Sisters, using ingenious irrigation techniques to conserve precious water. Envision artisans crafting pottery adorned with symbolic designs that told stories of their ancestors and the natural world. Feel the pulse of ritual as priests conducted ceremonies to honor the Kachinas, spiritual beings believed to bring rain, fertility, and balance to the land. The Hopi worldview is deeply interconnected with the cycles of nature and the cosmos. They believe in maintaining harmony, or hojo, through prayer, dance, and daily acts of respect for the earth. Their villages, called pueblos, were often built around ceremonial plazas where community members gathered to celebrate seasonal festivals and rites of passage. These traditions continue today, preserving a cultural heritage that has endured for centuries despite external pressures and changes. Envision the quiet strength of the Hopi people as they navigated periods of drought, migration, and conflict. Despite challenges, they remained steadfast in their commitment to their ancestral lands, refusing to abandon the mesas and valleys that hold profound spiritual significance. Archaeological sites like Old Oribe, considered one of the oldest continuously inhabited settlements in North America, stand as enduring symbols of their resilience and connection to place. Allow the legacy of the Hopi civilization to fill you with calm reflection. Their achievements remind us of humanity's capacity to live in harmony with the environment while honoring the sacredness of life. Let the echoes of their triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could step into a world carved from stone, a place where ancient people built homes high above the ground, nestled within the rugged cliffs of the American Southwest? Imagine a civilization that thrived in harmony with its environment, leaving behind mysterious ruins that continue to inspire awe. This is the story of the ancestral Puebloans, the builders of cliff dwellings in the U.S. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing at the edge of a canyon, gazing up at towering sandstone cliffs dotted with intricate stone structures. These are the cliff dwellings of the ancestral Puebloans, a remarkable civilization that flourished between 6th and 1300 CE across what is now the Four Corners region of the United States, where Arizona, Utah, Colorado, and New Mexico meet. Their architecture, artistry, and resilience speak volumes about their deep connection to the land. The ancestral Puebloans, often referred to as the Anisizii by archaeologists, though this term is controversial among some modern indigenous groups, were master builders who adapted to the challenges of their arid environment. They constructed elaborate settlements, including multi-story pueblos and kivas, circular ceremonial chambers used for spiritual practices. Some of their most iconic creations are the cliff dwellings found in places like Mesa Verde, Chaco Canyon, and Canyon de Chelly. These structures were built not only for shelter, but also for defense, perched high on ledges accessible only by ladders or narrow paths. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture artisans shaping sandstone blocks with simple tools, fitting them together so precisely that mortar was barely needed. Envision farmers tending fields of corn, beans, and squash in the canyon bottoms, using sophisticated irrigation systems to conserve precious water. Feel the pulse of community life as families gathered around hearths, weaving blankets, crafting pottery adorned with geometric designs, and preparing meals from crops they had cultivated themselves. But the ancestral Puebloans' achievements extended far beyond construction and agriculture. They developed a rich cultural tradition rooted in spirituality and astronomy. Observatories like those at Chaco Canyon reveal their advanced understanding of celestial cycles, which guided planting seasons, rituals, and ceremonies. Kivas served as focal points for communal gatherings, where stories, songs, and prayers connected the people to their ancestors and the cosmos. Envision the quiet strength of these communities as they navigated periods of abundance and scarcity. Despite their ingenuity, the ancestral Puebloans eventually abandoned many of their settlements as around 1300 CE, likely due to prolonged drought, resource depletion, or social upheaval. Yet their legacy endures in the descendants of their culture, the modern Pueblo peoples, Hopi, Zuni, and others, who carry forward their traditions, languages, and beliefs. Allow the legacy of the ancestral Puebloans to fill you with calm reflection. Their creativity and adaptability remind us of humanity's capacity to live in harmony with the natural world while honoring the sacredness of life. Let the echoes of their triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could step into a world where towering earthen mounds rose like mountains against the horizon, a place where ancient people built cities that rivaled the greatest urban centers of their time? Imagine a civilization nestled along the Mississippi River, whose ingenuity and spiritual depth shaped one of North America's most remarkable societies. This is the story of the Mississippian culture, the mound builders of Cahokia. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing at the foot of Monk's Mound, the largest pre-Columbian earthwork in the Americas. Rising 100 feet high and covering 14 acres, this colossal structure dominates the landscape of Cahokia, the heart of the Mississippian culture. Thriving between 800 and 1400 CE, these people created a society rich in agriculture, artistry, and spirituality, a testament to humanity's ability to build and believe all on a grand scale. The Mississippians were master engineers and farmers, harnessing the fertile floodplains of the Mississippi River to sustain large populations. At its peak around 1100 CE, Cahokia was home to tens of thousands of people, making it larger than many European cities of the same era. Their settlements were organized around central plazas, with massive mounds serving as platforms for temples, homes of elite leaders, and ceremonial spaces. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture farmers tending fields of corn, beans, and squash, the three sisters, using sophisticated tools and techniques to maximize yields. Envision artisans crafting intricate pottery adorned with geometric designs, shell ornaments etched with symbolic motifs, and copper plates hammered into dazzling shapes. Feel the pulse of ritual as priests conducted ceremonies atop the mounds, aligning with celestial events like solstices and equinoxes to honor the sun, moon, and stars. But the Mississippians' achievements extended far beyond construction and agriculture. They developed a complex social hierarchy, with powerful chiefs overseeing trade networks that stretched across the continent. Goods like marine shells from the Gulf Coast, obsidian from the Rocky Mountains, and mica from the Appalachians found their way to Cahokia, reflecting the reach of their influence. Their cosmology, centered around themes of fertility, renewal, and the afterlife, was expressed through artifacts like the Birdman tablet, which depicts a warrior figure symbolizing strength and transcendence. Envision the bustling streets of Cahokia, alive with traders exchanging goods, children playing near wooden palisades, and elders sharing stories passed down through generations. Yet beneath the surface of prosperity lay challenges. By the late 1300s, Cahokia began to decline, likely due to environmental changes, resource depletion, or social upheaval. Its inhabitants dispersed, leaving behind their monumental mounds as silent witnesses to their once thriving civilization. Allow the legacy of the Mississippian culture to fill you with calm reflection. Their creativity and adaptability remind us of humanity's capacity to live in harmony with the land while striving for greatness. Let the echoes of their triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could step into a world where massive earthen mounds rose from the forest floor, built by hands guided by celestial rhythms and spiritual purpose? Imagine a society that thrived in the heartlands of North America, leaving behind enigmatic earthworks and intricate artifacts that continue to spark wonder. This is the story of the Hopewell culture, the mysterious ancient society of North America. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing on the banks of the Ohio River or amidst the rolling hills of what is now Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and beyond. Here, more than 2,000 years ago, the Hopewell culture flourished between 200 BCE and 500 CE. These people were master builders, artists, and astronomers whose legacy survives in the form of monumental earthworks, elaborate burial mounds, and finely crafted objects. The Hopewell are perhaps best known for their incredible geometric earthworks, massive structures shaped like circles, squares, octagons, and spirals, often aligned with astronomical events such as solstices and lunar cycles. Sites like the Newark earthworks and Serpent Mound reveal an advanced understanding of geometry, astronomy, and engineering. These weren't just practical constructions. They were sacred spaces used for rituals, gatherings, and ceremonies that connected the Hopewell to their ancestors and the cosmos. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture artisans crafting exquisite works of art from materials sourced hundreds of miles away. Copper from the Great Lakes, mica from the Appalachian Mountains, obsidian from the Rocky Mountains, and shells from the Gulf Coast. Envision priests conducting ceremonies under starlit skies, invoking spirits through dances, chants, and offerings. Feel the pulse of community life as families gathered around hearths, sharing stories passed down through generations. But the Hopewell's achievements extended far beyond construction and artistry. They developed extensive trade networks that stretched across much of North America, exchanging goods, ideas, and cultural practices with distant groups. Their agricultural innovations allowed them to cultivate crops like sunflowers, squash, and goosefoot, supplementing their diet with hunting and gathering. Despite these advancements, however, little is known about their daily lives, language, or social structure. Their voices remain silent, preserved only in the material traces they left behind. Envision the quiet strength of these communities as they navigated periods of abundance and scarcity. Though the Hopewell eventually abandoned many of their ceremonial centers around 500 CE, likely due to environmental changes, resource depletion, or shifts in societal priorities, their legacy endures in the descendants of their culture, the indigenous peoples of the eastern woodlands, who carry forward their traditions, beliefs, and connection to the land. Allow the legacy of the Hopewell culture to fill you with calm reflection. Their creativity and adaptability remind us of humanity's capacity to live in harmony with the natural world while honoring the sacredness of life. Let the echoes of their triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could step into a world where ancient people thrived along desert coastlines, building monumental structures and creating one of the earliest known civilizations in the Americas? Imagine a society that flourished without pottery, wheels, or writing, yet left behind enduring legacies of architecture, agriculture, and spirituality. This is the story of the Norte Chico civilization, the first known civilization in the Americas. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing on the arid northern coast of Peru, where the Pacific Ocean meets sprawling desert plains and fertile valleys. Here, more than 5,000 years ago, the Norte Chico civilization emerged between 3000 BCE and 8 BCE. It was a remarkable society that predates the Olmec and Maya, marking the dawn of complex civilization in the Western Hemisphere. The Norte Chico people built an impressive network of settlements along the Supe River Valley and its tributaries. Their largest center, Caral, is often called the Mother City of the Americas, a sprawling urban complex featuring pyramids, plazas, and sunken circular courts. What makes this civilization truly unique is that it developed without some of the hallmarks of other early civilizations. No evidence of warfare, no pottery, and no system of writing. Instead, their achievements were rooted in cooperation, innovation, and a deep connection to the natural world. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture artisans constructing massive earthen platforms and pyramids using simple tools made of stone and wood. Envision farmers cultivating crops like cotton, squash, and beans in irrigated fields, while fishermen harvested anchovies and shellfish from the nutrient-rich waters of the Humboldt Current. Cotton played a particularly vital role, not only for textiles, but also for fishing nets, which sustained their economy and allowed them to thrive in this challenging environment. But the Norte Chico's brilliance extended beyond practical innovations. Their ceremonial architecture suggests a highly spiritual culture, deeply attuned to celestial cycles and natural full forces. Circular, sunken courts, likely used for rituals and gatherings, reflect their communal values and reverence for the cosmos. Music may have been central to their ceremonies. Archaeologists have uncovered dozens of flutes made from animal bones, hinting at the importance of sound and harmony in their lives. Envision the quiet strength of these communities as they navigated periods of abundance and scarcity. Though much remains unknown about their daily lives, their legacy endures in the descendants of their culture, the indigenous peoples of Peru, who carry forward traditions, beliefs, and connections to the land. By the time the Norte Chico faded around 1800 BCE, they had laid the foundation for later Andean civilizations, including the Chavín, Moche, and Inca. Allow the legacy of the Norte Chico civilization to fill you with calm reflection. Their creativity and adaptability remind us of humanity's capacity to live in harmony with the natural world while honoring the sacredness of life. Let the echoes of their triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could step into a world where the sea was both home and highway, a place where fearless warriors sailed long ships to distant lands, leaving legends in their wake? Imagine a civilization that thrived on exploration, trade, and conquest, shaping the course of history across Europe and beyond. This is the story of the Vikings, the fearless explorers and warriors of the North. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing on the shores of Scandinavia, where wooden longships carved through icy waters under banners marked with ravens, wolves, and dragons. The Vikings, who flourished between the late 8th century and the early 11th century, were not just raiders. They were traders, settlers, poets, and pioneers whose influence stretched from the fjords of Norway to the markets of Byzantium and the shores of North America. The Viking Age began around 793 CE with the infamous raid on the monastery at Lindisfarne, an event that sent shockwaves through medieval Europe. These seafaring Norsemen became known for their swift raids along coastlines, rivers, and inland settlements, striking fear into the hearts of those unprepared for their arrival. Yet, beneath the image of horned helmets and battle axes lies a more complex society, one defined by craftsmanship, storytelling, and an unyielding connection to the natural world. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture warriors clad in chainmail, wielding swords and axes as they ventured far from home in search of wealth and glory. Envision farmers tilling fields during peaceful times, blacksmiths forging tools and weapons, and skalds reciting epic sagas around crackling hearths. Feel the pulse of adventure as sailors navigated treacherous waters, using only the stars, sunstones, and their intimate knowledge of the seas. But the Vikings' legacy extends far beyond warfare. They were master shipbuilders, creating vessels like the iconic longship, lightweight yet durable, capable of navigating both open oceans and shallow rivers. Their voyages took them to places unimaginable for the time. Leif Erikson reached Vineland, modern-day Newfoundland, nearly 500 years before Columbus set foot in the Americas. Others traveled east, down the Volga and Dnieper rivers, establishing trade routes that connected Scandinavia to the Byzantine Empire and the Islamic caliphates. Envision bustling marketplaces in cities like York, Jorvik, and Dublin, where merchants exchanged furs, amber, honey, and slaves for silks, spices, and silver coins bearing foreign inscriptions. Despite their reputation as fierce warriors, the Vikings also sought new lives in distant lands. In places like Iceland and Greenland, they founded communities rooted in law, storytelling, and survival, preserving their culture through texts like the Poetic Edda and Prose Edda, which remain treasures of Old Norse literature. Allow the legacy of the Vikings to fill you with calm reflection. Their courage reminds us of humanity's capacity to explore the unknown, adapt to challenges, and leave lasting impressions on the world. Let the echoes of their triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could ride across vast open steppes under endless skies, where the wind carries tales of fierce horse warriors who roamed freely between empires? Imagine a civilization that thrived on mobility, mastery of archery, and an unbreakable bond with their horses, a people whose legacy is etched into the very fabric of the Eurasian landscape. This is the story of the Scythians, the nomadic horse warriors of the Eurasian steppes. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing on the sweeping grasslands of the Eurasian steppes, where the horizon stretches endlessly in every direction. Here, more than 2,500 years ago, the Scythians roamed as masters of the land, a nomadic people whose lives revolved around their horses, weapons, and the freedom of the open plains. flourishing from around the 9th century BCE to the 4th century CE. They left behind no grand cities or monuments, but their impact on history can still be felt today. The Scythians were renowned for their unparalleled horsemanship and skill in warfare. Mounted archers, armed with composite bows capable of piercing armor at great distances, they struck fear into the hearts of sedentary civilizations like the Persians and Greeks. Their agility and speed allowed them to dominate the steppe, raiding caravans, trading goods, and even serving as mercenaries when it suited their needs. Yet, despite their fearsome reputation, the Scythians were also skilled artisans, creating intricate gold ornaments, textiles, and weapons that showcase their creativity and craftsmanship. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture riders galloping across the steppes, their movements fluid and harmonious with their horses, their clothing adorned with elaborate designs symbolizing strength and nature's power. Envision blacksmiths forging swords and arrowheads, weavers crafting vibrant fabrics, and shamans conducting rituals to honor the spirits of animals, ancestors, and the elements. Feel the pulse of life in their mobile camps, yurts dotting the landscape, fires crackling beneath starlit skies, and families sharing stories passed down through generations. But the Scythians' achievements extended far beyond battlefields and artistry. They were deeply connected to the natural world, relying on herds of cattle, sheep, and horses for sustenance and survival. Their burial practices reveal much about their beliefs. Elite warriors were interred in massive kurgans, burial mounds, accompanied by treasures such as golden plaques, weapons, and sacrificed horses, symbols of wealth, status, and reverence for the afterlife. These tombs have provided archaeologists with invaluable insights into their culture, offering glimpses of a society both fierce and sophisticated. Envision the quiet strength of these nomads as they navigated the challenges of their environment: harsh winters, rival tribes, and encroaching empires. Though the Scythians eventually faded from prominence, likely absorbed or displaced by other groups like the Sarmatians and Huns, their influence endured. Their equestrian skills and military tactics influenced later steppe peoples, including the Mongols and Turks, while their artistic motifs inspired cultures across Eurasia. Allow the legacy of the Scythians to fill you with calm reflection. Their adaptability and resilience remind us of humanity's capacity to thrive in challenging environments while maintaining deep connections to tradition and nature. Let the echoes of their triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could ride across the vast steppes of Central Asia, where a formidable force once emerged to reshape the boundaries of empires? Imagine a people feared for their ferocity, their speed, and their unrelenting drive, a horde that struck terror into the heart of one of history's greatest civilizations. This is the story of the Huns, the raiders who terrorized the Roman Empire. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing on the open plains of Eastern Europe, where dust clouds rise as far as the eye can see. Here, more than 1,000 years ago, the Huns swept across continents like a storm, leaving destruction in their wake. led by legendary figures such as Attila, the scourge of God. They became synonymous with chaos, conquest, and an almost mythical level of fear. The Huns were a nomadic people believed to have originated from the steppes of Central Asia, likely near modern-day Kazakhstan or Mongolia. By the late 4th century CE, they had begun migrating westward, pushing other tribes such as the Goths, Vandals, and Alans into Roman territory. These displaced groups destabilized the Western Roman Empire, setting the stage for its eventual collapse. But the Huns themselves were no mere refugees. They were skilled warriors, masters of mounted archery, and tacticians who exploited the weaknesses of their enemies. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture riders clad in leather armor, their faces often scarred and marked with ritualistic designs, galloping atop sturdy steppe ponies. Envision arrows raining down on unsuspecting settlements, towns burning under the relentless assault of these swift-moving invaders. Feel the pulse of movement as entire communities were uprooted, fleeing before the advance of a people who seemed unstoppable. But the Huns' legacy extends beyond warfare. Though they are remembered primarily as raiders, their impact on the geopolitical landscape of Eurasia was profound. Under Attila, the Huns established a loosely organized empire, stretching from the Black Sea to Gaul, demanding tribute from both Roman empires. Attila himself became a figure of legend, his name evoking dread even centuries after his death. His campaigns against Rome culminated in the invasion of Gaul in 451 CE, where he was defeated at the Battle of the Catalonian Plains, a rare setback that ultimately checked his ambitions. Envision the court of Attila, described by contemporary historians as equal parts barbaric and opulent. Guests feasted in tents adorned with gold and silk, while outside, captured treasures piled high bore witness to the wealth amassed through plunder. Yet, despite their martial prowess, the Huns left little behind in terms of written records or permanent structures. Their culture was oral, their lives defined by movement rather than permanence. When Attila died suddenly in 453 CE, some say from a nosebleed during his wedding night, his empire quickly unraveled, dissolving into smaller factions that faded into obscurity. Allow the legacy of the Huns to fill you with calm reflection. Their rise and fall remind us of humanity's capacity for both creation and destruction, and how power unchecked can lead to ruin. Let the echoes of their triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could ride across the largest empire ever created by human hands, a realm stretching from the Pacific Ocean to the heart of Europe? Imagine a civilization that combined unparalleled military might with cultural exchange and innovation, reshaping the world in ways still felt today. This is the story of the Mongols, the builders of the largest contiguous empire in history. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing on the vast steppes of Central Asia, where the wind whispers through endless grasslands and the horizon stretches farther than the eye can see. Here, more than 800 years ago, Genghis Khan united warring tribes under one banner, forging an empire that would grow to encompass over 12 million square miles, an area larger than any other empire before or since. The Mongols were not just conquerors, they were innovators, diplomats, and pioneers whose influence spanned continents. The Mongol Empire emerged in 1206 when Temujin, later known as Genghis Khan, was declared the Great Khan of all Mongol tribes. Under his leadership, the Mongols became a force unlike any the world had seen. Master horsemen, skilled archers, and strategic geniuses who employed psychological warfare alongside brute strength. Their campaigns reached as far west as Hungary, as far east as Korea, and as far south as Persia and Vietnam. Yet, what truly set them apart was their ability to govern this sprawling territory with remarkable efficiency. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture riders galloping across open plains, carrying messages along the Yam system, a network of relay stations that allowed goods, ideas, and armies to move swiftly across the empire. Envision bustling cities like Samarkand and Karakoram transformed into cosmopolitan hubs where merchants, scholars, artists, and envoys from different cultures mingled freely. Feel the pulse of trade as silk, spices, paper, and gunpowder traveled along the Silk Road, connecting east and west like never before. But the Mongols' legacy extends far beyond conquest. They were master administrators, adopting and adapting systems from the lands they conquered. Taxation, census-taking, and legal codes were standardized across the empire, creating stability even amid diversity. Religious tolerance was another hallmark of Mongol rule. Buddhists, Christians, Muslims, and shamans coexisted peacefully within their domains, often invited to debate philosophy at court. Innovations such as paper money, postal services, and advanced siege technology spread throughout Eurasia thanks to Mongol patronage. Envision the quiet determination of these nomads as they navigated challenges both internal and external. Though initially feared for their brutality, the Mongols eventually became facilitators of global connectivity. After Genghis Khan's death, his descendants continued expanding the empire. Kublai Khan established the Yuan dynasty in China, while others ruled Persia, Russia, and Central Asia. By the time the empire fragmented in the 14th century, its impact on trade, culture, and geopolitics had already reshaped the course of history. Allow the legacy of the Mongols to fill you with calm reflection. Their adaptability and vision remind us of humanity's capacity to build bridges across divides, and how the pursuit of unity can yield extraordinary results. Let the echoes of their triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could step into a world where caravans laden with silk, spices, and precious stones traversed vast deserts and mountain passes? Imagine a civilization that thrived not by conquest or empire building, but by connecting distant cultures through trade and diplomacy. This is the story of the Sogdians, the Silk Road traders of Central Asia. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing in the heart of Samarkand or Bukhara, two of the most celebrated cities along the ancient Silk Road. Here, more than 1,500 years ago, the Sogdians flourished as master merchants, linguists, and cultural intermediaries. Nestled in the fertile valleys of modern-day Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and beyond, they became the lifeblood of one of history's greatest networks of exchange, the Silk Road. The Sogdians were an Iranian-speaking people who inhabited the region of Sogdiana, located between the Amudriya and Sirdarya rivers. Though they never formed a unified empire, their influence stretched far beyond their homeland. From the 4th century BCE to the 8th century CIE, they dominated long-distance trade, linking China, India, Persia, and the Mediterranean. Their caravans carried not only goods, but also ideas, religions, and artistry, making them pivotal players in shaping the interconnectedness of the ancient world. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture traders negotiating in bustling marketplaces, exchanging silks from China, glassware from Rome, turquoise from Persia, and gold from Siberia. Envision artisans painting intricate murals on temple walls, depicting scenes of commerce, feasts, and divine worship. Feel the pulse of movement as camels laden with goods plodded across the arid steppes and high-altitude passes of the Pamir Mountains, guided by Sogdian guides fluent in multiple languages. But the Sogdians' legacy extends far beyond trade. They were cultural ambassadors, spreading innovations such as papermaking from China to the Islamic world and beyond. Their scripts, derived from Aramaic, influenced written languages across Central Asia. As devout Zoroastrians, Buddhists, Manichaeans, and later Muslims, they embraced religious diversity, often acting as translators and transmitters of sacred texts. In Dunhuang, China, Sogdian merchants even commissioned some of the earliest known Buddhist cave paintings, blending Persian, Indian, and Chinese artistic traditions. I envision the quiet determination of these nomadic entrepreneurs as they navigated the challenges of their environment. Harsh deserts, bandits, and shifting political alliances among empires like the Tang Dynasty and the Umayyad Caliphate. Despite these obstacles, the Sogdians built thriving communities wherever they settled, leaving behind archaeological treasures such as the Afrasiab murals in Samarkand and the Penjikent frescoes, which depict their cosmopolitan lifestyle and rich mythology. Allow the legacy of the Sogdians to fill you with calm reflection. Their adaptability and vision remind us of humanity's capacity to connect disparate worlds through commerce, culture, and shared understanding. Let the echoes of their triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could step into a world where the clash of empires defined an era, a place where horse archers mastered the art of guerrilla warfare and resilience became a way of life? Imagine a civilization that stood as a formidable barrier against the might of Rome, preserving Persian culture and independence for centuries. This is the story of the Parthian Empire, the warriors who resisted Rome in Persia. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing on the arid plains of ancient Persia, where the wind carries whispers of battles fought between two great powers, Rome and Parthia. For nearly 5 centuries, 247 BC, the Parthians ruled over a vast empire stretching from the Euphrates River to the edges of Central Asia. They were not just conquerors, they were survivors, diplomats, and innovators whose legacy endures in their defiance of one of history's greatest empires. The Parthian Empire emerged under Arsaces Rus, a leader of the Parni tribe, who rose up against the Seleucid Empire to establish his own dynasty. Over time, the Arsacid rulers expanded their territory, blending Persian traditions with Hellenistic influences inherited from Alexander the Great's successors. But what truly set them apart was their military prowess, particularly their legendary mounted warriors known as cataphracts and horse archers. These fighters became symbols of Parthian strength and adaptability, capable of defeating even the most disciplined Roman legions. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture riders clad in armor, their horses swift and agile, unleashing volleys of arrows while retreating in a maneuver called the Parthian shot, a tactic so effective it became synonymous with turning defeat into victory. Envision bustling cities like Ctesiphon, the imperial capital, where merchants traded goods along the Silk Road, connecting east and west. Feel the pulse of diplomacy as envoys negotiated alliances, balancing power between Rome, China, and India. But the Parthians' legacy extends far beyond warfare. They were masterful administrators, governing through a decentralized system that allowed local rulers significant autonomy. Their coinage bore images of kings and gods, reflecting both political authority and religious devotion. Zoroastrianism flourished during their reign, though they tolerated other faiths, fostering a multicultural society. Artisans created intricate sculptures, mosaics, and metalwork, blending Greco-Persian styles into something uniquely Parthian. Envision the quiet determination of these people as they navigated challenges posed by rival empires and internal strife. Despite frequent conflicts with Rome, including the infamous Battle of Carrhae in 53 BCE, where General Crassus met his doom, the Parthians remained resilient. Even when Rome sought to expand its borders, the Parthians held firm, ensuring that Persian identity endured. By the early 3rd century CE, however, internal divisions weakened the empire, paving the way for the Sasanian dynasty to rise and claim dominance. Allow the legacy of the Parthian Empire to fill you with calm reflection. Their courage reminds us of humanity's capacity to resist oppression and preserve cultural heritage in the face of overwhelming odds. Let the echoes of their triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could step into a world where empires stretched across continents, connecting diverse cultures through trade, diplomacy, and an ethos of tolerance? Imagine a civilization that set the foundation for multicultural governance, a realm where people of different faiths, languages, and traditions coexisted under a single banner. This is the story of the Achaemenid Empire, the first Persian empire known for its remarkable tolerance. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing before the towering gates of Persepolis, the ceremonial capital of the Achaemenid Empire. Built by Darius the Great and expanded by his successors, this architectural marvel symbolized the unity and diversity of one of history's most extraordinary civilizations, flourishing from 550 BCE to 380 BCE. The Achaemenid Empire was not just a collection of conquered lands, it was a tapestry of cultures, united under the rule of Cyrus the Great and his descendants. The Achaemenid Empire emerged when Cyrus the Great overthrew the Median Empire and declared himself King of Persia. Through strategic military campaigns and diplomatic alliances, he expanded his territory to include Mesopotamia, Egypt, Anatolia, and parts of Central Asia and the Indus Valley. At its height, the empire spanned 3 continents and encompassed over 44% of the world's population at the time, a feat unmatched until centuries later. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture administrators managing a vast bureaucracy, using standardized weights, measures, and road systems like the Royal Road to ensure efficiency. Envision messengers riding swift horses across the empire, carrying dispatches between provinces while fostering communication and unity. Feel the pulse of life in cities like Babylon, Susa, and Pasargadae, where artisans crafted intricate sculptures and scholars preserved knowledge in cuneiform tablets. But what truly set the Achaemenids apart was their policy of tolerance. Unlike many rulers of their time, they did not impose their culture or religion on conquered peoples. Instead, they allowed local customs, languages, and religions to flourish. When Cyrus captured Babylon, he freed the Jewish exiles and permitted them to return to Jerusalem, a gesture immortalized in the Cyrus Cylinder, often called the first charter of human rights. His successors continued this legacy, promoting harmony among the empire's myriad ethnic groups. Envision grand ceremonies at Persepolis, where delegates from across the empire brought tribute to the king, not as acts of submission, but as symbols of mutual respect and cooperation. Yet, beneath the surface of prosperity lay challenges. Xerxes the faced resistance during the Greco-Persian Wars, and internal strife weakened the empire in its later years. Despite these struggles, the Achaemenids left behind enduring legacies, advancements in architecture, governance, and cultural exchange that shaped the course of history. Allow the legacy of the Achaemenid Empire to fill you with calm reflection. Their vision reminds us of humanity's capacity to embrace diversity and foster understanding across divides. Let the echoes of their triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. What if you could step into a world where empires rose and fell like the tides, a place where the final great Persian dynasty stood as both a guardian of ancient traditions and a beacon of innovation? Imagine a civilization that blended military might, artistic brilliance, and cultural sophistication, leaving behind legacies that would echo for centuries. This is the story of the Sasanian Empire, the last great Persian dynasty before Islam. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing beneath the towering arches of the Khasra, the largest brick vault in the world, a testament to the architectural genius of the Sasanian Empire. From 224 CE to 61 CE, this dynasty ruled over one of history's most remarkable empires, stretching from the Euphrates River to the Indus Valley. The Sasanians were not just conquerors, they were custodians of Persian identity, reviving and preserving the glories of their Achaemenid forebears, while forging their own unique legacy. The Sasanian Empire emerged when Ardashir overthrew the Parthian Empire, declaring himself Shahanshah, King of Kings, and establishing a centralized state rooted in Zoroastrianism. Under rulers like Shapur-Wursps, Khosrow or Daos, Anushirvan the Just, and Khosrow the the empire reached its zenith, becoming a formidable rival to the Byzantine Empire. Their armies clashed repeatedly over control of Mesopotamia, Armenia, and the Caucasus. But the Sasanians also excelled in diplomacy, trade, and cultural exchange along the Silk Road. Breathe deeply and let the rhythm of this ancient world guide your thoughts. Picture artisans carving intricate reliefs on rock faces at Naqsh Rustam, depicting kings receiving divine favor from Ahura Mazda, the Zoroastrian deity. Envision bustling bazaars filled with silk, spices, and precious stones, where merchants from China, India, and Rome mingled with local traders. Feel the pulse of life in cities like Ctesiphon, Gundashapur, and Persepolis, where scholars translated Greek texts, advanced medical knowledge, and preserved the wisdom of antiquity. But the Sasanians' achievements extended far beyond warfare and trade. They were master builders, creating monumental architecture like fire temples, bridges, and dams that showcased their engineering prowess. Their artistry flourished in silverware, mosaics, and textiles adorned with mythical creatures, royal hunts, and celestial motifs. Literature and poetry thrived under royal patronage, while Zoroastrian rituals shaped every aspect of daily life, from birth to death. Envision the quiet determination of these people as they navigated challenges posed by external enemies and internal strife. Despite their triumphs, the Sasanians faced mounting pressures, including economic strain, social unrest, and the rise of Islam. In 61 CE, the empire fell to the Arab Caliphate after decades of war, marking the end of an era. Yet, their legacy endured. Persian administrative systems, artistic styles, and cultural practices profoundly influenced Islamic civilization, ensuring that the spirit of Sasanian Persia lived on. Allow the legacy of the Sasanian Empire to fill you with calm reflection. Their resilience reminds us of humanity's capacity to preserve and innovate, even in the face of adversity. Let the echoes of their triumphs carry you deeper into tranquility, wrapping you in the comforting embrace of history. If you've enjoyed this journey so far, please consider subscribing and tuning in for future installments. Until then, sweet dreams And may the boldness and ingenuity of the Sasanians stay with you as you drift off to sleep. Good night.